Hello, and welcome to A Cup of Meg and Joe with me, your host, Meg and Joe. Today, I have an iced matcha. There's so much green in this right now. I swear I did not plan this. But today I was feeling in the mood for an iced matcha. And I haven't had one in a while. I feel like I've just been doing straight up hot. So I made some iced matcha with oat milk, and I added a little bit of elderberry syrup that I got the other day, which I'm really excited about. And then I also added some agave. So I'm gonna take a sip. Oh, that's good. Every time I try to make a sound of me drinking into the mic, it just makes me laugh because I know that I'm not made for ASMR. Anyway, hello and good morning from me to you, whether you're listening to this. I don't know if you're listening to this in the morning, but right now it is bright and early, 9 a.m. and the sun is shining. The sun is shining. It's so bright outside and it's really, really nice. And in the last episode, it was snowing and it was really great, but the sun ended up coming out later that day. But anyway, I don't know. Do you like to listen to this in the morning, at night, in the evening, or like when you're cleaning your room or when you're doing the dishes? I don't know. Everybody has their own secret time that they like to listen to a pod. And mine is always whenever I listen to podcasts, I like to listen to them when I'm like doing something, whether that's like getting ready or folding laundry or like something entertaining in my ear to listen to while I'm doing like something mundane like laundry. Like every time I listen to Lexi's podcast, if you don't know who Lexi is, her podcast is at Lexi. She's like one of my favorite people ever. But yeah, I love listening to her while I'm like doing things, like probably going for a walk, or not going for a walk right now because it's like 30 degrees outside. But yeah, doing things like laundry or washing dishes or something that you just want to feel like you're talking to a friend in your ear while you're doing something. Or while you're getting ready. I also love getting ready to like a podcast or watching a vlog or things like that. What do you like to do? I always wonder how people like sit there and listen. Like, where am I talking to you right now? Is it in the morning? Is it at night? I don't know, but let me know. I would love to know. I think it's fun to know what people's preferences are. On another note, for today's episode, I'm going to answer some questions, address some things that I got as feedback from the last episode. The last episode was so I loved the last episode. Talking about women and talking about the power of women was just so much fun for me, and talking about my friends was just so much fun to me. I love talking about how special people are to me and how people are special in general. And yeah. So let me pull this up. Okay. So in regards to last episode, there's some feedback that I wasn't able to say on the pod because it came a little after I had already recorded and filmed and everything. So I want to address what some people said to me about their favorite things about the power of women friendships in their lives. And The answers I got are really cute, and honestly, they fall very well into what I said last week. But let me just take a sip. Also, I just feel like this wire is not doing me good right now. Let's put you over here so you're not. Okay, no, that actually looks really bad. Okay, we're just gonna have it there. Okay. So I put out on my Instagram, if you don't follow me, you can follow me at Megan, MEGAN _ Joe, J0. The O has been taken for plenty years, so I've just come to accept that the O will stay a 0. And I read or maybe heard somewhere that a 0 is good luck to have in your name. Don't quote me on that. I don't know. Someone told me that before. Maybe they were just trying to make me feel better about having a 0 in my handle, but it's okay. So if you want to follow me on there, that'd be nice. And we can talk on there. So last week I put up a little question and I said, what is your favorite thing about women friendships? And I got a few responses. And the first one of them is from Mirandipity, and she said, my ability to welcome my soft side and vulnerability, also enjoying the little things. Yes. I think that girls we just share being able to be soft with each other. And I don't know, I feel like that can go a long way. And enjoying the little things too. Let's be honest, most girls truly enjoy the little things. Like, I don't know. The men just don't really that much. It's just not it for them. And that's okay. We got that taken care of already. They don't need to be the ones to enjoy little things. If you're a man and you enjoy the little things, then that's awesome. But I think majority are women who like to enjoy the little things, like the little things of, I don't know, standing in the sand and feeling the sand on your feet. That sounds so cheesy, but like, it's true. That's why girls are always like, I love the beach. I love blah, blah, blah. Or like my girlies who love the sunsets and who love watching the sky change its colors. It's like those little things. Or let's get even more literal, and the little things, like the little cute things we see, like tiny little jars or tiny little clothes, tiny little socks, like those things like that, I feel like are also fall into the category of physical little things. But yeah, enjoying the little things in life, enjoying lighting a candle and putting it on in your room to set the vibe. And some other examples of like enjoying the little things in life is like the barista at your favorite coffee shop, remembering your coffee order, or like having a really wonderful time with your friends and like it made you laugh till your stomach hurt, and like going home and just being like, oh, that was so nice. Like, I don't know, I just feel like we as women collectively just truly enjoy the little things in life. And I find that a very beautiful thing, and I adore that about us women. And I enjoy the little things all the time. I enjoy the little things of the birds that were chirping at the window this morning. I wish you heard them now, but while I was setting up to film this and record, there were just birds chirping in the window, and I was like, hi birdies, and they were just singing and talking to me in the window. And I don't know, I just felt like Snow White, and like that, like, it's truly the little things. But yeah, thank you, Miranda, for that answer. I love that. Okay, and then thought it was over by now. Thought you would leave. Da 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 da. Okay, the next one is from Kathy. Kathy and she said, debriefs with your girlfriends just hit different. And she put that little emoji where like the eyes are closed. The emoji that I use as like a symbol of like contentment, where your eyes are just closed and you're kind of like little, you have like a little smile looking down. It's true. Debriefs with a girlfriend just truly hit different. Like you call your girlfriends to tell them stuff, or you hang out with them to tell them stuff, and just things that you tell your girls are so different from any other group of friends. Sam Bruno says the sisterly bonds. Yes. I feel like having girlfriends just feels like you have a pack of sisters. And I mean, the sisterhood of traveling pants, right? Like, what is it? The Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants? Yeah, that's the movie. With Blake Lively, America Ferrera. What's that girl's name from Gilmore Girls? Rory Gilmore. I don't know her real life name. And I'm gonna hit myself when I realize what her name is after this. But yeah, and someone else. But anyway, yeah, the sisterhood is so important, and I definitely agree with that. Christine says, no matter how long we don't talk, we can always reconnect like no time is lost. Oh, that's so cute. That's my friend Christine, everybody. Christine and I have been friends since we were literal babies. I kid you not. There was a picture of us as babies laying on our little tummies, and one of our moms took a picture of us just like blankly looking at the camera. But yeah, Christine, I don't think I mentioned her last episode, but I honestly didn't get to mention a lot of my girls last episode because I was just specifically talking about the past week and not like all of my girls, because if I really did that, I would sit here for so long. But now that Christine sent something in, I'm going to talk about her. So Christine lives totally in another state. I told you before, I mentioned before that all of my friends basically live in another state or somewhere really far. Christine moved when we were in 8th grade, and she moved to California. And we were living in New York, and she moved to California. And it was one of the saddest days of my life. Like, we were sobbing our eyes out. There's a picture of us like with red eyes and just like hugging each other, just being so sad. But Christine and I have kept a long distance friendship since then. And she's truly still one of my very best friends. And we haven't seen each other since a very long time. I want to say since like maybe her sister's Sweet 16, which was maybe like 2011. I'm not sure. Maybe it was a little bit earlier than that. I think it was maybe like 2009 or 2010. One of those. It was like shortly after she moved. And that was the very last time I saw her in person. Listen, life's been crazy, and yeah, we haven't seen each other for a long time, but it honestly doesn't feel like that. I think we've made a really good point at FaceTiming each other all the time, checking in with each other, and if we can't FaceTime each other, we just text and we just like catch up. And I just think that falls into like, I don't know, I think the girls that I have in my life, you know who you are if you're listening to this, all the girls that I have in my life, we have a very deep understanding that we're always connected no matter what, no matter how long it's been, no matter how long we haven't spoken to each other, no matter how long we haven't seen each other. And I think that's my favorite part of a lot of my friendships, is that we don't get mad at each other when like we haven't spoken for like, I don't know, a month or 2 weeks. Listen, life happens. Everybody is truly just living their lives, and that's not a bad thing. And I personally don't think you can really get mad at someone for not answering you, or maybe just like not speaking to you, because it goes both ways, right? If you're thinking about the person, send them a text or call them. If you miss the person, tell them I miss you. I do that all the time with my friends, and like truly it doesn't matter how long it's been, and we're always like, oh my God, how are you? And we just pick up right back where we left off. And that is something I treasure a lot with my girls and with honestly, a lot of my friends, not even just the girlies. And I think that's something I value in a friendship, is just being able to pick up right where we left off. There's something so special about that. And it's kind of a waste of time to get mad at people when you claim that they haven't spoken to you in so long, but really it's just coming from a place that you miss them. And just say that you miss them. That's it. Just say that you miss them, and then just reconnect and talk and say, how are you? I don't think there's a point to get mad unless it's like something that's really bad, like something that they did to you or something that's really wrong, you know? Like there's nothing wrong when someone just misses you. That's my point. Anyway, so yeah, Christine and I have a very beautiful long distance friendship. I'm going to try to see her this year. I'm going to try to fly out to California and see her because she has a little baby now and I need to meet the little baby. Sorry, I'm going to get emotional. I'm getting my period this week. So I'm feeling all the things. I'm feeling all the things. But anyway, love you, Chris. And then next up, we have Leonie. Oh my God, Leonie. I worked with Leonie at, I hope I'm saying her name right. I worked with her for a day at a restaurant like 2 years ago. And since then, we've like kept up with each other on Instagram and like talked to each other here and there. And she's one of the sweetest people ever. So she sent in a little response and she said her favorite thing about her women friendships are literally being able to talk about everything and there's zero judgment. Love this one. I love this one. I love this one. I love this one. Because listen, I think there's a really big thing, an important thing about like your circle of women or your circle. Yeah, let's keep it at women. Your circle of women in your life. Listen, did I make this a part 2 of women friendships? Yes, I did. Because there was so much more to say and everyone just brought up great points. So I'm going to talk about this now. Now that Leonie brought that up about like zero judgment and literally being able to talk about everything, there's a TikTok that I saw, I think yesterday, that kind of resembled what Leonie said. And it's a video of just 2 girls talking, and it says, no one tells you how peaceful life is when you become best friends with the most gorgeous girl who never makes things competitive, never jealous of each other, always supportive, can talk to you about anything, literally sit in silence for hours, but not care and just enjoy each other's company, always hyping each other up, there for each other, and have a beautiful connection. I think that the biggest thing about this whole sentence, I mean, all of that is so true and so important. I think the biggest thing that I want to stress about it, though, is that never makes things competitive and never gets jealous of the other person. And I feel like some girls, like, I mean, personally, when I was younger, I feel like I was always kind of scared and intimidated to be around girls and kind of have like all these like close girlfriends, because I was scared of that like judgment or that like competition that girls kind of like to make a thing. And so with that said, I think it's important to have friends in your life, have girlfriends in your life who don't ever make you feel like you're on a competition with them or they're better than you or anything like that. I don't think that's a very productive friendship, no matter whether it's a woman, a man, anyone. I don't think it's like any relationship in your life, it should never be a competition with the other person. Everybody should always, friends and your friends in your life, the people in your life, your loved ones, should always make it a supportive environment for you and vice versa. And I think going back to what I said last week about, I think Brittany mentioned, I think Brittany brought up the fact that like, how do you create a safe space with your friends to make that a safe space and to make it feel like the most safe space when you're with your girlfriends is just setting the tone that there is no judgment here. There's no competition here. We are just here to be here for you. Like we're just here for each other, and that's really it, and that's all that matters. So yeah, heavy on the never a competition thing. That is so, so, so important. And I think that can break a lot of friendships, that can break a lot of relationships when things are competition or people get jealous of one another, because then that's coming, and I don't think that's ever anything personal towards the person. I think it's coming from the other person's like themselves. It's coming from a projection of themselves, and it's something that shouldn't be projected onto others. So yeah, so creating a safe space just involves, I think, all of that. And yeah, I think that was very well said. And thank you, Leonie, for bringing that up and helping me think of that TikTok video that I wanted to bring up today. Okay. There was something else I wanted to say. Yeah, girls. Friendships are so important. They really, really are. And I'm still feeling the love heavy with my girls. And yeah, so thank you to everyone who sent those responses in. I love hearing what you have to say. I don't want this to be a space where I just say what I believe and I think and all these things. I want to hear what you have to say too, because it's important to me. What you have to say is also very valuable to the pod. So I welcome it. And I'm happy to hear it. And yeah, also one of my friends, my very dear friends, Annie Dang. We were talking last night, and she mentioned to me that growing up, she just always hung out with boys when she was younger, and she felt less intimidated to them. She felt less intimidated approaching them compared to girls in her younger years. And I feel that, girl. I think I said that earlier. And Annie said, I don't think I understand how important it was to have a group of strong and supportive girls in my life until after college, to be honest. And finally appreciating and investing in these friendships has been so life-changing. The topic of girlfriends resonates so much. I love when girls know how important girls are. And I think, like, well, first of all, I love you, Annie. And Annie is one of my girls. Annie and I met through the internet. Annie and I met through Instagram, which is crazy. And she's literally one of my bestest friends in the entire world. I miss her dearly. We would hang out all the time, and I lived in Philly. And last time I saw her was, I think, maybe like a few months ago in November for my birthday. And she made me a little crocheted handbag. It was so cute. But yeah, I love what Annie said. I think that it's important. I mean, I think most girls, if not, realize how strong and how important it is to have that group of girls, have that core group of girlfriends in your life, because it's really like no other. And yeah, I always thought it was so cool to have so many guy friends when I was younger. Like, I was like, yeah, I'm a boy's girl. Like, what's that word? I don't know. But yeah, I always used to I used to feel so cool when I had like so many guy friends when I was younger. Like, what is that term? Like a guy's girl or whatever. And now I feel like I have way more girlfriends than guys, but there was something less, like Annie said, there was something less intimidating about being friends with a guy, because there was no quote unquote competition. And I felt like when we were younger, that was really a thing. I mean, in teenage years, like, girls are ruthless. So that's what happens. But when you're older, I mean, when you're in your 20s, I just think you find your girls. And I think that's very important. And I think one thing I want to mention that's been on my mind for a while, ever since I made last week's episode, the topic of one of the most important women in your life is your mom. And my mom Oh my God, I'm going to cry if I talk about this right now. This is not the right time to talk about this because I'm literally getting my period like tomorrow. Anyway, I just want to speak about this really quick. Your mom is probably one of the most important, not probably, your mom is one of the most important women in your life. And I'm going to speak on my personal experience, and my mom is my favorite woman on this earth. And I think recently, as I've gotten older and as I've also lived apart from her, I just appreciate her in a different light. And not that I never appreciated her before, but it's different when you don't live with them anymore. It's different when you don't see each other every day anymore. And I don't know, I speak to my mom on the phone all the time. I call her, she calls me, we check in with each other. We just say, hey, what's up? What are you doing? How are you doing? Like last week I was on the phone with my mom at like 8 a.m. and it was right before I was doing yoga. I think it was last week on Tuesday, right before I filmed the episode. Yeah. And I just love my mom, and I think you learn so much from your mom, and your mom really cares for you in a way that no one else will. It's so apparent, and it's so true. Like, your mom is really like no other, and I love my mom so much. And we've been like just sending super cute, lovey messages to each other as of late, and it's making me, I don't know, it's making my heart so warm. And I don't know, like, tell your mom you love her if you're able to. I really value my mom and everything she offers to the world, everything she offers to the table, everything she does for everyone. Like, she is probably one of the most selfless people I have ever met. And I think I'm able to see that more now as an older woman. And I'm able to see that more in my adult years. And I see a lot of herself in me and in little things that I do. And then I like step back and I'm like, oh my God, I am my mother's daughter. And it's a good thing. And yeah, I mean, I could go on and on and on about how much I love my mama. But yeah, just on the topic of women, we got to talk about the most important woman. Mama. It's not even Mother's Day, and I'm like geeking over my mom. I just love her. I'm probably going to call her after this. But yeah, give your mom a hug. I love giving my parents came over. My parents came over this past weekend because Liam and I hosted a dinner party for them, and my brother. And we've been wanting to do that since we've lived here. We've been wanting to just like cook dinner for our family. So it was really nice to have my parents over, and I was just so freaking excited about it. And it's something that I feel like I've always dreamt of as when I was younger, to just like be able to have my parents in my home and cook for them in a way that they always cooked for me, and take care of them in the way that they always took care of me. And it was just really nice to like have them sit at the table and cook for them. And then like, I don't know, it was just a really sweet bonding experience. And I love my parents. And I truly have just been like loving them so much more now that I haven't lived there in like 4 years. But there's a love that grows stronger when you don't have access to them every day anymore. It just builds. And at least for me personally, I just feel like our relationship has gotten so much stronger and deeper. And I love connecting with my parents in a different way than before. And my mom and I spent some time in my room, and we were just having a little heart to heart and talking. And then she was teaching me how to crochet and show me some like new stuff and showing me some like patterns that I could try. And it was just a really wholesome time. And I just love my mama. I really, really do. And yeah. And mothers, like women carry the mother nature in them, and the reason why we are the way we are, I think a lot comes from our mothers. At least personally, I feel like I am the way I am because of my mom, and because she raised me really well, and I think she's always been someone who takes care of me and shows me the importance of things and is hard on me when it's like when she's supposed to be, and she's loving when she's supposed to be, like all of these things. And yeah, I don't ever take it for granted. I feel like when I was younger, I definitely used to take things for granted, especially from my parents. And now seeing it in this light is like really enlightening, and I really love my parents. So 29 years old, here I am. I'm just sitting on my couch talking about how much I love my parents. Yeah. I mean, I really had to bring up my mom because we're talking about women here, and I just had to talk about my mama. So I think that concludes my women talk. Part 2, unintentionally. I wanted to bring up what people had to say and share that with you. So if you have any more you want to say, let me know. Follow me on Instagram and talk to me. I would love to have a conversation. I'm going to end this off with 2 questions that I got on Instagram. Excuse me. When I did what I asked, just like questions for the pod. And I got a question from Elias Bellius, and she said, what is the best way to find love? Oh my God, that's a loaded question. I mean, I don't think there's really ever a straight answer to that question. I mean, this can be answered in so many different ways, like romantically or like love in general, like in your life. And I think I'll answer it in love. Let's see. What do I think is the best way to find love? I think the best way to find love is I'm going to be really cheesy, and I'm going to say to find it in yourself first. We all know how cheesy that quote is, where it's like, oh, like you can't love anyone if you don't love yourself first and all that stuff. But I believe it's 1,000% true. You can't spread love into the world or to anyone if you don't have it in yourself. And I think that's one of the best ways to find love. I think once you feel it in yourself, you can exude it and let it sprinkle into other aspects of your life, whether that being, I don't know, in a romantic way, whether that being with your friends, whether that being into a hobby that you have, or your relationship with your friends, your family, anything like that. I think once you find like love like that, it can like just trickle into many parts in your life. And oh my God, the birdies. I wish you could hear them. They're talking again. Sorry, I'm freaking out. I love the morning because I just hear these birds talking, and there's something so peaceful about it. Anyway, let me not get sidetracked. Oh my God, chirp chirp. I hope you hear them. I don't know if you hear them, but just know that the birdies are talking. They want to be on the pod. And to answer that question in another way, Ellie, I'm going to answer it in a kind of romantic way, I guess. And what is the best way to find love in like a partner for a romantic relationship? I'm going to speak on a personal experience, and I'm going to say that it truly doesn't happen when you look for it. And I know I've heard a lot of people say that, and there's something true about that. I feel like but also you can find it when you're looking for it too. Like I think it can go both ways, whether you're looking for it, whether you're not. But for me, I think it has happened in ways whenever I wasn't looking for it. And personally, with my partner Liam, we found love in our friendship first. And we found love in a hopeless place. There's a song that comes in my head like every time I do a podcast. But yeah, so Liam and I found love through friendship at first. And I think that's the most beautiful part of our friendship. We have this foundation of a solid ground, wonderful friendship before anything. We were best friends for about like 2-ish years before we were like, hey, I like you. Oh my God, I like you too. And there's something very special about that and something that I treasure so much, because I feel like in previous relationships before, I feel like it's kind of hard to build something when you don't have something there first. So like build something and then build something else, if that makes sense. Like I think just having a very solid foundation, whatever that may be, I think having a foundation is important to find that love that you may be looking for. And yeah, I don't know if that hopefully answered your question. I think you can find love in the craziest places, in the craziest times, and I think it can unexpectedly surprise you. Like, I mean, listen, I didn't think I was gonna be I didn't think I was gonna find the love of my life at all. Like, I think I was going through so many like weird relationships, weird situationships, and I was like, oh my God, this is so bad, and blah, 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 blah. That could be a totally another episode if we really want to touch on that. But I ended up finding it in the sweetest place, and that was in my best friend, and that was in Liam. And it doesn't always happen like that. You don't always fall in love with your best friend, but for me, honestly, it was the best thing that could have happened. And I love my guy. I love him so, so much. He is truly the love of my life and the light of my life. And yeah, he's amazing and he's incredible. And I love him so, 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 so much. But yeah, so I hope that answered your question. The most the other answer I could give you is dating apps. Now, I don't know. I'm not a fan of dating apps. I could never get on them. That's a personal opinion, okay? It's just never my thing. I liked meeting people in the old-fashioned way, you know, at a bar or at a show, or I don't know, in the real world. But there's also like a lot of people who have trouble meeting people in the real world, and that's just how it is sometimes, and that's why it's fun to be on those dating apps. But yeah, Ellie, I hope that answered your question. Let me know if you want me to go in more depth about that, if that fully didn't answer your question, but I hope I answered a little bit of it. And then lastly, to finish off the pod, we have a question that says, where do you see yourself in 5 years? From Christine. That's a very loaded question too. That's like a question for maybe a longer episode. No, I think we can fit it in here. Where do I see myself in 5 years? 5 years, I'll be 35. Oh my God, that's crazy. At 35, I see myself being done with school, having gotten my master's already, and being a licensed music therapist and having the time of my life. And oh my gosh, sorry, I just saw oh my God, wait, I have to take a video. Oh my God, Birdie, come back. Guys, you don't understand. The birds are literally, oh my God, hi Birdie. Hi Birdie. Oh, look at the birdie. Okay, oh my God, I could be here forever if I just watched the birds. Sorry. Yeah, I see myself having the time of my life in 5 years. I see myself still just like living life, being happy, doing the thing. And maybe, just maybe, we would be living in a different apartment. We being Liam and I. I think we want to live here for about like 4-ish years. But maybe in 5 years, maybe we'll be somewhere else. But I think we'll still be in this area. I mean, I freaking love our apartment so much. Where else do I see myself in 5 years? I don't know. I just truly see myself being happy. I can't I can only see it that way right now because that's where I'm at in my mental state right now. So I see really good things, and I see myself like fully thriving as a music therapist and really loving what I do, even more than I do right now, and I'm only in the beginning. And I see myself still loving my friends, still loving my partner, still loving my family. Oh my God. And maybe already having a kitty. Liam and I are looking into getting a kitty. Oh, we want a little baby walking around the house. A little kitty baby, okay? Kitty. Yeah, maybe I'll have a cat by then. And yeah, I don't know. There's so many possibilities. Maybe we'll be in a house by then. That's a big reach. And you know what? We're going to aim high. But I don't know if that's what I want in 5 years. I don't know if I want a house in 5 years, but it doesn't seem like a bad idea. But I know that in 5 years, like, because in 2-3 years from now, I'm going to graduate with my master's. So that being like 2 years after that, I should be already like maybe even having my own practice as a music therapist, and maybe working with clients at home in a home care. And so many birds are speaking to me right now. Sorry, I'm Snow White. No, is it Snow White? Cinderella? Snow White. Cinderella. Who is it? Oh my God, my Disney brain's going crazy. Anyway, yeah, there's so many possibilities. The future is bright. The future looks bright. I really can't see it any other way right now. But maybe I'll think about that more in depth. Anyway, I think that concludes the pod for today. I honestly, truly just wanted today to be a day where I answer a bunch of questions. And it was fun. It was fun answering questions, and it was fun exploring those and sharing that. So thank you. Thank you to whoever. Thank you for sending those in, and thank you for listening. Thank you for listening. I love sitting here. I love doing the pod. Honestly, sitting here this morning made me in a better mood. I was in an okay mood when I woke up this morning. I was feeling some stomach pain, and I was just like, oh my God, what's happening? And as I said, I'm getting my period. So I was just feeling, I feel very bloated, and I feel the mood swings like happening. I feel myself sweating. I don't know why I'm wearing a turtleneck right now, but but yeah. And immediately as I sat here and started chatting with you, I feel happier, and I'm ready to take on the day. I'm also really happy that I did this at 9 a.m. What a great time to start. I usually do this at like 10:30, 11. So it's a little later. So I feel like now I have an ample amount of time to do the other things I have to do after this. I have a meeting at 12:30 with with a fellow peer from my practicum site. So I'm very excited for that. I'm very looking forward to that. Very much looking forward to that. I'm going to my practicum site today, and I wrote up a whole new session plan. So I'm very excited for that. And I didn't have it last week because of the snow. So I'm very excited. And I think now I have a better head on my shoulders now that I got all my feelings out. And I think we're going to have a good day. So with that said, I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful Monday. Please be kind to yourself, and be gentle with yourself. I think that's something that I try to remind myself whenever I feel some kind of like crappy feeling. And I'm not saying that you're feeling like crap right now, but if you are, be gentle with yourself. And if you're not, then go you. And have a wonderful day. Have a lovely, lovely day, and enjoy the little things. As Miranda said earlier, enjoy the little things in life. I think that goes into the category of romanticizing your life. It makes life a little bit more sweeter. It makes life that much sweeter when you enjoy the little things of life and you romanticize things. It helps. It helps with the crazy world that we live in. It really just helps. So I will meet you back here next Monday, and I'm excited to continue chatting with you. And this was really fun. This was really, really fun. It really did something for my soul. Also, talking about my mom really, really almost made me cry here. Okay. Anyway, I love you, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.